Hello, this is the Friendly Neighborhood YouTube Recommend, suggesting you to see this soothing art video. According to demographics, you are kinda depressed. You specifically. When I get depressed, I like to look at abstract painting tutorials that require no skill. Let us first grab our canvas and lay it on a ridiculously tacky tablecloth that looks like it was made to frighten stray animals. Next, apply yellow tape to the canvas, like so. And if you are blind, I'm sorry. After you applied the tape, grab your paint. If you don't have the color paint that you desire, you can mix the colors that you have together to make new colors by putting paints in a bottle together and shaking it up, as Selena Gomez would say. But not too much shaking, because that may be inappropriate and unsafe. Now it is time to apply the paint to the canvas. Ooh, wow, what a beautiful light blue that is. The next paint that will be used is a nice dark blue. Personally, I feel sorry for dark blue because it can be associated with sadness. People can be sad about all sorts of things. One of those things happens to be death. Bob Ross is dead, and someday you'll die too. When I die, I wish for my cremated ashes to be shot out of a confetti cannon on stage during the performance of a band I enjoyed listening to around the time of my death. Into the crowd, so a little piece of me can be with my fellow fans of this band. The next color that will be added is the color white, and just like most things that are white, it is able to blend in well as long as the area around it is mostly white. Next, add a nice politically correct yellow and a nice conservative red. Once these paints are applied to the canvas, find a flat instrument to spread the paint around on the canvas. The colors should start to blend together. If you desire to add more color to this, you can add a nice black color. I love it when colors come together and make something nice. It kind of reminds me of the John Henry story. When John Henry arrived at the railroad and he said, "I saw white men, black men, yellow men, even red men." This canvas is a lot like the railroad in this situation. But instead of being a means of travel for people, it is a place for your creative mind to travel and roam. Wait, can you hear that? That is the sound of brilliance, my friend. Next, begin to apply the paint to the other rectangular area that is surrounded by yellow tape, and begin to spread the paint around. Also, if you are blind, I'm sorry, and I hope you have the assistance of someone who isn't blind, because it could get messy. Next, toss a wet watercolored string onto the canvas, and let the string, or strings, sit on the canvas, like how a child sits, waiting at the carpool, just waiting and waiting and waiting, until he is the last kid at the 4th grade carpool pickup. Once you have a sufficient number of wet strings, drag them across the canvas, like Charles dragging Helen out of his house in Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Afterwards, apply orange droplets of paint that resemble hamster shit onto the smeared water paint. Now mesh it into the canvas. Once the meshing concludes, rotate your canvas. Apply white paint to the last open space on the canvas and smear it over that space. Now for my favorite part. Take the mixtures of paint and water that I forgot to mention and pour it onto the space. Now the final step. Mix a bunch of colors together into a red solo cup and scatter driplets of paint over the watercolored surface. Now, my friend, the only thing left to do is observe the masterpiece that has just been born. And once those tears of yours have dried up, lift your head back up and strive to turn your own life into a masterpiece, like the work of art that was just created.